Hello dear students, very good afternoon to you all. This is once again Joseph for the students of class 12 with English literature. Today I am going to teach you the next short story, that is the singing lesson. The singing lesson is the short story that we need to learn in this class as well as in our next class. So the story number 8 is written by Catherine Mansfield. Catherine Mansfield is the writer of this particular short story. Let us have some introduction about this particular author, Catherine Mansfield. It is in your textbook page number 1990. Meanwhile, let me remind you, I will be uploading all the classes in my YouTube channel called Alan's Tutorials. And you can also see this class in our school website. But in the school website, it will be there only for a few days, then it will be deleted. Thus, please see this particular class, online classes for you in my YouTube channel, which is Alan's Tutorials. Alright, please do subscribe the channel and support me. Alright, let us learn about Catherine Mansfield. Catherine Mansfield Murray, 14 October 1888, Wellington, New Zealand, on 9th January 1923, Fontainebleau, France, was a prominent modernist short story writer who was born and brought up in a colonial New Zealand and wrote under the pen name Catherine Mansfield. At 19, Mansfield left New Zealand and settled in the United Kingdom, where she became a friend of modernist writers such as D.H. Lawrence and Virginia Woolf. In 1917, she was diagnosed with extrapulmonary tuberculosis, which led to her death at the age of 34 in 1923. Though she just lived for a short span of life, 34 years life, she left her mark in this world as a good writer. Catherine Mansfield's brief life was also a lesson in the casting of convention. Famously, Mansfield remarked, risk everything. In the words of one of her biographers, it was largely through her adventurous spirit, her eagerness to grasp experience and to succeed in her work, that she became enslaved in disaster. If she was never a saint, she was certainly a martyr and a heroine in her recklessness, her dedication to her courage. Catherine Mansfield revolutionized the 20th century English short story. Her best work shakes itself free of plots and endings and gives the story for the first time the expansiveness of the interior life, the poetry of feeling, the blurred edges of personality. She is taught worldwide because of her historical importance, but also because of her prose offers lessons in entering ordinary lives that are still vivid and strong. And her fiction retains its relevance through its open-endedness, its ability to raise discomforting questions about identity, belonging, and desire. The singing lesson is a short story in the collection The Garden Party and Other Stories by Catherine Mansfield, published in 1922. In it, the themes of despair, sadness, reliance, perseverance, desperation, and happiness are explored in the character of the protagonist, the main person. So let us begin this particular class. Before moving to the class, I would like to give in nutshell what we are going to learn. So we will have the introductory part of the organizer. I have told you the summary as such, how we are going to learn. I will be reading and explaining you the story, but before that, in content, let us understand, divide this story into different parts. So the first part of the story, we are going to know about the person. On the way to the classroom, a teacher singing, listen the name of our class, that is singing lesson. So in a singing lesson, there must be a singing teacher or a teacher who teaches about the song. So the teacher is going on the way to the classroom. Then on the way, she meets with a science mistress. It's a school background. Then sense of anguish and anger this particular teacher has got. Then the sad song, the teacher teaches the students about the lamentation song, a lament song, sad song. Then this song is actually reflecting Miss Meadows' sad mood. This song, the sad song which she teaches her students, is reflecting about her own life. Then thoughts of Basil. Basil is the fiancé of Miss Meadows. Then Miss Meadows meeting with the headmistress. The headmistress reprimand and drastic shift in Miss Meadows' mood. Okay, let me give some introduction to you. Imagine that you are in love with a boy or a girl. This romance might have been going on for a long months, for years and so on. And all of a sudden, your fiancé, your lover says to you, here I am going to break up the relationship. I don't want to continue. So goodbye to you. If he or she breaks up the relationship, what would be your feeling? Very sad, very desperate, isn't it? Melancholy and so on. Yes, dear students, this is exactly what we are going to learn in this situation. As Newton's third law says, every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. Our character of the story behaves in a strange way with whatever she had experienced. She had experienced in her life. The thing is that her lover, after loving her for a long time, now tells, no, I don't want to get married to you. I'm not going to marry you. That can automatically break the heart of a person, a woman, a lady, a girl, right? Same is the situation. Now let us learn this story by words after words, line after line. Please pay attention. Alright. The singing lesson is written by Catherine Mansfield once again. With despair, cold, sharp despair, buried deep in her heart like a wicked knife, Miss Meadows, in cap and gown and carrying a little bacon, trod the cold corridors that led to the music hall. Now, with very sad, disappointed, melancholic feeling, Miss Meadows is walking to her classroom for teaching her students. She is a music teacher. With despair, once again let us understand, with despair, hopelessness. Despair means buried, hidden in her heart, like a wicked knife, sharp knife. Miss Meadows in cap and gown, and carrying a little baited stick. Baited trod. Trod means to walk the cold corridors that led to the music hall. So with all the sad feelings, Miss Meadows was walking to the music classroom. Girls of all ages, rosy from the air, pleasant, rosy means from the pleasant, and bubbling over with the gleeful excitement. Happy, gleeful excitement means joyful, happy, excitement that comes from running to the school on a fine autumn morning. Hurry, skip, fluttered by from the hollow classrooms came a quick drumming of voices. A bell rang, a voice like a bird cried, "Hooray!" And then there came from the staircase a tremendous knocking. Someone had dropped her dumbbells instrument. So, in a classroom situation, imagine how after the interval, after the recess, how you people come back to the classroom with all the noise. Now, and a class teacher is also coming. A teacher is also coming to take the class. That is a situation you have to imagine. Once again, as Miss Meadows walked to the classroom, her students of various ages, various age group, they also started coming to the classroom. Girls of all ages, I repeat, girls of all ages, rosy from the air and bubbling over with the gleeful excitement that comes from running to school on a fine autumn morning. Hurry, skip, fluttered, moved quickly by from the hollow classrooms came a quick drumming of voices. A bell rang, a voice like a bird cried, "Hooray!" And then there came from the staircase a tremendous knocking. That is knocking sound, breathing sound, or walking sound of the music teacher. Someone had dropped her dumbbells. Dumbbells means instrument. The science mistress stopped Miss Meadows. The science mistress, as our music teacher is coming, the science mistress stopped Miss Meadows as we pass and the teacher and met. Yes. "Good morning," she cried in her sweet, affected drawl. Drawl means soft voice. "Good morning." The science mistress wished whom? The music teacher. Yes. "Isn't it cold? It might be winter." Isn't it cold? It might be winter. The science mistress told Miss Meadows. Miss Meadows hugging the knife. What is the pain that is in her heart? That is the knife here, not the physical knife. Hugging the knife with the despair feelings, sad feelings. Yes, unhappy mood, melancholic mood. With the knife, stayed in hatred at the science mistress. Looked at the science mistress with dislikeness. Miss Meadows turned. Everything about her was sweet, pale like honey. Everything about her was sweet, pale like honey. You would not have been surprised to see a bee caught in the tangles of that yellow hair. Web. Tangles means webs. "It is rather sharp," said Miss Meadows. "It is rather sharp. Yeah, it is very cold." Grimly. She told grimly, very seriously, she told. Yes. The other smiled her sugary smile. The other science mistress smiled her sugary smile, sweet smile. "You look frozen," said she. "You look frozen." Who? Miss Meadows Who told? Science mistress told Miss Meadows that you look very frozen in empty. Her blue eyes opened wide. There came a mocking light in them. Had she noticed anything? Oh, not quite as bad as that, said Miss Meadows. And she gave the science mistress in exchange for her smile a quick grimace and passed on. Ugly look, ugly expression. Express something. For example, as you walk, suddenly you see somebody. Then you see your enemy. How you look at her face or his face? You walk and go, isn't it? Yes. That is called grimace. Grimace look. An expression of dislikeness and passed on. Forms 4, 5 and 6 were assembled in the music hall. Forms, maybe the students from 4, 5 and 6 were assembled in the music hall. Wherever Miss Meadows is going? Yes, she is going to the music hall to teach her students. Yes. The noise was deafening. Deafening means total silence. On the platform by the piano stood Mary Baisley, Miss Meadows' favorite student who played accompaniments, probably the keyboard. Who played that? Mary Baisley, Miss Meadows' favorite who played accompaniments, other instruments. Yes. She was turning the music too. When she saw Miss Meadows, she gave a loud warning. Shh, girls. When Mary Baisley, she must have been the leader of the group or monitor of the class, and when she saw Miss Meadows approaching, she gave a loud shh sound to the girls, asking the rest of the students to keep quiet. Yes. And Miss Meadows, her hands thrust in her sleeves, put into the sleeves, the baton under her arm. Baton, the stick under the arm, strode down the center aisle. Strode, walked through the center middle of the hall, aisle, mounted the steps, climbed the steps, turned sharply, seized the brass music stand, planted it in front of her, and gave 2 sharp taps with her baton for yes. Silence, please, immediately. And looking at nobody, her glance swept over that sea of colored flannel blues, soft fabric, that flannel blouses with bobbing pink, moving pink dress, moving pink face and hands. Yes. Silence, please. After asking Miss Meadows, asking the students to keep quiet, she watched her students who were dressed up in blue, their flannel blue clothes and with bobbing pink faces and hands, quivering butterfly hair, quivering, moving butterfly, yes, quivering the hair, butterfly hair bows and music boots overspread. She looked at the entire classroom. She knew perfectly well what they were thinking. She knew perfectly well. Miss Meadows knew what the students were thinking. Mary is in a wax, upset. Wax means upset. Mary is in a wax, upset. She is, yes. Well, let them think it. They may be thinking. Miss Meadows think that her students may be thinking that she would be in upset. So she said, well, let them think it. Her eyelids quivered, moved, shook. She tossed her head, defying them. that could what could the thoughts of those creatures matter to someone who stood there bleeding to death, pierced to the heart by such a letter? Now we get almost an idea why Miss Meadows is in this melancholic despair, sad mood, because her heart is bleeding with the painful letter which she had received from her fiancé or from her lover. Now let us see and understand what the content of this letter is. This paragraph, the coming paragraph will tell you the reason of the sadness of Miss Meadows. Please pay attention. I feel more and more strongly that our marriage would be a mistake. Basil is the name of her fiancé or lover, and he has written a letter and he says, I feel more and more strongly that our marriage would be a mistake. Not that I do not love you. It is not because I do not love you. I love you as much as it is possible for me to love any woman. I love you so dearly. But truth to tell, but openly tell, I have come to the conclusion that I am not a married man. I have come to the conclusion that I am not a married man. And the idea of settling down fills me with nothing. And I can't imagine the settling down of my life with marriage. And the word dislikeness was scratched out lightly and regret written over the top, erased or just made a cut, and instead of dislikeness is written by the word regret. It means feel sorry. Alright? So that is the reason. The feelings of this letter was in the minds of our Miss Meadows. What was the reason of the melancholy of our Miss Meadows? Basic. Miss Meadows walked over to the piano, and Mary Baisley, who was waiting for this moment, bent forward. Her curls fell over her cheeks, while she breathed, "Good morning, Miss Meadows." And she motioned towards rather than handed to her mistress a beautiful yellow chrysanthemum. Yellow chrysanthemum means beautiful yellow chrysanthemum flower, especially during the month of November, January, and so right in front of our school. You may have seen that yellow flower. That's called chrysanthemum flower. Yes. So our Mary Baisley offered one chrysanthemum flower to whom? To Miss Meadows, because that was the custom. Custom followed in the school. Yes. The little ritual of the flower had been gone through for ages and ages. This custom of offering flower to a teacher was for a long time, quite a term and a half. It was as much part of the lesson as opening the piano. So it was almost like part of opening the piano, playing the chord on the piano. Yes. But this morning, instead of taking it up, this particular morning, instead of taking the chrysanthemum flower from whom? From Mary Baisley, yes. Instead of tucking it under her belt, placing it under the belt, instead of taking it up, instead of tucking it into her belt, while she leaned over Mary and said, "Thank you, Mary," instead of Placing the flower side by the side of her bulb, she thanked Mary. Thank you, Mary. How very nice. Turn to page 32. She immediately asked the students to turn page 32. What was Mary's horror when Miss Meadows totally ignored the chrysanthemum instead of taking the flower? Because that was the custom. Offering the flower, and the teacher used to place that flower near the belt. Then she said the rest, continued the class. But today, this thing was totally ignored, and Mary basically she felt very bad about this one. Mary's horror when Miss Meadows totally ignored the chrysanthemum, made no reply to her greetings. She did not even greet, but said in a voice of ice, strong cold voice. Page 14, please, and mark the accents well. Page 14. So, instead of doing all the formalities with flower greeting, wishing all those things, she said, Miss Meadows, in a cold voice, said, page 14, please, and mark the accents, stress well. Staggering moment, shocking. Staggering moments, very shocking moment. Mary blushed until the tears stood in her eyes. Blushed, face become red. Blush means swollen. To swell the face with sorrow. Because it was a great shock for Mary basically, because every day she used to eat this flower. Yes. Tears stood in her eyes. But Miss Meadows was gone back to the music stand. But Miss Meadows did not observe or mind the feeling of Mary Basley, and she directly went there to the music stand. Her voice rang through the music hall, and her sound rang through the music hall. Again she announced, page 14. We will begin with page 14, who told Miss Meadows told the girls in the class. We will begin from page 14. A lament. Lament means a sad song. Sad song, that is called lament. For example, lament song can say, this line has got a sad tone, isn't it? Yes, that's called lament song. Probably with the feeling of melancholy or sadness, our Miss Meadows was going to sing the song on page number 14, that is a lament song. Now girls, you ought to know it by this time, or you are supposed to know by this time. I am sure that you know this song. We shall take it all together. We shall sing it all together. Not in parts, all together. Not in part, not by group, part by part. But we will all sing it together and without expression, without much expression. Because in a sad song, we cannot add much expression there. Yes. Sing it, though quite simply. Beating time with the left hand. Yes, with the hand. She started the song. She raised the baton, the stick, baton, yes. She'd seen a music orchestra and so right in front of the person. You may have seen a person with a baton, a stick, who just arranges like this one. Isn't it? Like this, isn't it? He shows various symbols, actions. Yes, that's the baton. So she raised the baton, who Miss Meadows. She tapped the music stand twice. Then she went. Down came Mary on the opening chord. As Miss Meadows tapped the stand twice, down came Mary. She was playing the piano. Yes, on the opening chord. Down came all those left hands. All those left hands beating the air and in chimned song sung. Chimned means sang, to sing those young mournful voices, sorrowful voices. Let us see 4 lines of that song. Fast, oh too fast fade the roses of pleasure. Soon autumn yields into winter drear. Fleetly, music's gay measure passes away from the listening ear. What a beautiful line. Once again, please pay attention. Fast, too fast fade the roses of pleasure. Very fast, the beautiful rose flower fades away. When we look at a rose flower, it's very funny, very nice to see, right, isn't it? But within no time, it fades away. Its beautiful color fades away, disappears. Soon autumn, the season of autumn, yields into winter drear. Drear means the makes sad, drear, unpleasant situation. Okay. Yeah. The autumn, happy situation, flowering situation, that is immediately changed into winter drear. Passes, yes, fleetly, quickly, very quickly, fleetly, fast, very fast. Music's gay measure. Same way, the music is one music followed by the other, very fast. One music goes and another music comes, like fades, passes away from the listening ear. As we listen to very beautiful music, one music fades and another one comes, fades away. These 4 lines, dear students, again expresses the condition of her heart, Miss Meadows' heart. What is the reason behind this feeling of her? The reason, her fiancé or her lover is not wishing to marry her, and this has been communicated by Mr. Basil through a letter to Miss Meadows. Yes, dear students, for the time being we stop here and we will resume our class tomorrow. Please pay attention and read and make notes. All these things are given in your workbook also. So please go to read and try to understand the class. And any clarification, any difficulty, please, you know my WhatsApp number 9565775268. Please ask or type your doubt and ask me. You can of course watch my class in my Learns Tutorials YouTube channel, and also this thing will be uploaded in our school website. So please, in your comment box you can write the questions and clarify if you are watching my. So alright, for the time being I stop here, and God bless you. Take care. I will come tomorrow with the next part of the story. We have to complete by